Good afternoon and welcome to the Larner College of Medicine's White Coat Ceremony for the class of 2024. My name is Dr. Krista Tsela and I am the Senior Associate Dean for Medical Education here at the Larner College of Medicine. It is my pleasure to welcome everyone. Students in the class of 2024, your families and friends who are joining us from near and far, distinguished guests, including the University of Vermont's Provost and Senior Vice President, Dr. Patricia Preluk, who as former Dean of the College of Nursing and Health Sciences is a dear friend of our college and always makes time to share in our celebrations. And our speakers today, the Larner College of Medicine Dean, Dr. Richard Page, the President and Chief Executive Officer from the University of Vermont Health Network, Dr. John Brumstead, and our keynote speaker, Associate Professor in the Department of Family Medicine, Dr. Anya Kutrus. We also welcome our faculty, staff, and alumni who have joined us today to celebrate this important milestone for the class of 2024. During the first few months of medical school, despite things being a little different this year, our first-year students have been actively engaged in their medical education while also finding time to get to know each other and learn more about their new community. They have impressed me with their adaptability while starting medical school during a pandemic that requires hybrid learning and preventative measures to protect our community. Their enthusiasm for learning, their respect for one another, and their dedication to their medical education and becoming a physician is inspiring. Students, it is an honor for me to celebrate this event with you. As a clinician, I believe the White Coat Ceremony to be one of the most significant events in our medical training. The ceremony is an opportunity for members of the medical community to welcome you into the profession of medicine, and for you as students to acknowledge and assume the identity and responsibilities of a physician. The practice of medicine is a privilege and requires us to demonstrate attributes such as altruism, integrity, accountability, and social responsibility, to name a few. As physicians and physicians in training, we need to consistently demonstrate congruence between expressed values and behavior, clinical expertise, and a desire to relieve the suffering of others. We must have the capacity to put the needs and interests of others before our own, the ability to put ourselves in another individual's situation, giving beyond what is required and having a regard for the autonomy and values of another person. These are the attributes of a humanistic doctor. The White Coat Ceremony is a rite of passage that has been expanded to include the entire healthcare team, acknowledging the importance of compassionate care among all health professionals. Our Vermont integrated curriculum is also designed to continuously develop collaboration and teamwork, an essential component of optimal healthcare. Let me provide you with a little history about today's White Coat Ceremony, which marks the official recognition of your entry into the medical profession. Although the ceremony seems like a long-standing tradition in the more than 200-year history of UVM, the ceremony's origins are quite recent. The first White Coat Ceremony was in 1993 at the Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons, hosted by Dr. Arnold P. Gold, a pediatric neurologist who was renowned for his devotion to humanism in medicine. The College of Medicine quickly adopted this ceremony because they saw value in Dr. Gold's vision and supported affirming the humanistic aspects of patient care, the call to the vocation of medicine, and the tremendous responsibility that student would be expected to assume. Currently, a White Coat Ceremony or similar rite of passage takes place at most colleges of medicine, nursing, and other professions throughout the United States. Class of 2024, your White Coat Ceremony today is intended as a formal recognition of your transition from aspirant to participant in clinical medicine. Your dean, officials of the healthcare system, and other respected leaders who represent the value system of our college and the profession you are about to enter are here to welcome you. The conferral of the white coat, a powerful symbol of the medical profession, is a tangible expression that demonstrates this relationship. In the words of Dr. Gold, the white coat, quote, is personally placed on each student's shoulders by individuals who believe in the student's ability to carry on the noble tradition of doctoring. It is a personally delivered gift of faith, confidence, and compassion, closed quotes. Ordinarily, I and others who have participated in the cloaking of our students cherish the moment when we literally place your white coat upon your shoulders, symbolically sharing with you the responsibilities of the profession. These, however, are not ordinary times. Our professional responsibility is to keep our community safe and healthy in the midst of a pandemic. And so we need to let go of our fondness for the personal handoff and instead watch from a safe distance while you cloak yourself in the mantle of our profession. In this way, we are still sharing with you the responsibilities of the profession while representing our commitment to each other and to our community. It is now my great pleasure to introduce the Dean of our Larner College of Medicine, Dr. Richard Page. Dean Page, Professor of Medicine, leads our college by example and embodies the core values you will hear about today that are so important to our profession and to our patients. It is an honor to serve under his leadership. Please join me in welcoming Dean Page.
Thank you so much, Dean Zala. I'm delighted to provide my greetings to all of you this afternoon as we celebrate this important milestone in the professional careers of the class of 2024. This is a big day. And although we're not able to assemble together this year in the beautiful Ira Allen Chapel here in Burlington, we are joined electronically with family and friends from throughout the world. In fact, this may be the most inclusive white coat ceremony in our long history. To the class of 2024, you've been with us since August 10th. It seems like just yesterday that we welcomed you with masks, physical distancing, and hand sanitizer at every table. We experienced the start of an academic year like no other. COVID-19 has changed so much in our world, but has it changed the white coat? The answer is a little bit yes and a resounding no. By yes, I must acknowledge that white coats are being worn less frequently than before. There's been some valid concern, especially expressed at the onset of the pandemic, that the white coat could transmit the novel coronavirus. The concept of this symbol of our profession possibly causing harm to our patients was especially painful to me, as if I may be totally open, I really like wearing a white coat. This coat makes me feel ready for work, ready to listen, ready to help, ready to heal, and sometimes ready to witness and provide comfort when that is all I have to offer. But in fact, you don't need to wear a white coat to be a physician. Over the last 6 months, I've been inspired by countless examples of care, kindness, compassion, and selflessness in the face of a medical scourge that we're still only beginning to understand, control, and treat. What has not changed is our relationship to the meaning of the white coat. Our respect and reverence for this article of clothing as a symbol of our profession should be unaltered. Students, you will find that when you wear a white coat, you feel a little different, and you're treated differently. People respect doctors a lot, and they trust us with their stories, their secrets, and their bodies. Our patients allow us to share their most private and personal moments. Wearing a white coat, you will notice, even in the hospital cafeteria perhaps, you may be afforded a level of respect that you never before experienced. People assume you're a doctor already, even though you have not yet earned that degree. Or perhaps they know you are a student, but are showing respect for what you've accomplished already and for the doctor that you will become. So how should we respond to the respect that the white coat affords? We must all earn the right to wear it. When we put it on, either literally or figuratively, we must live up to the promise it provides. In a few minutes, I will lead you in the oath of our profession. my medical school class took the Hippocratic Oath the day before our graduation. And this scroll signed by my dean was the first item I hung up in my new dean's office when I arrived here almost exactly 2 years ago. These oaths remind me, and should remind you, of the covenant we enter into as we become physicians. I would summarize what the white coat promises in a single word: professionalism. You should all be familiar now with the Larner College of Medicine statement on professionalism, which is printed in your programs and was included in your offer letter. Developed by a diverse task force of students, staff, and faculty, our statement emphasizes our commitment to integrity, accountability, compassion, altruism, and social responsibility. We honor the trust our society has placed in us as stewards of the art and science of medicine, relying on cultural humility, kindness, and respect to guide our daily interactions. Just think of those 4 words: cultural humility, kindness, and respect. If we get those right, there's no limit to what we can do. If you keep these ideals of professionalism throughout your career, you will continue to earn the privilege of wearing that white coat. What's more, you will experience the great joy and blessings of becoming the best doctor you can be. So to the class of 2024, congratulations on this special day. You've earned the right to receive your white coat. Now I ask you all to do your best every day to earn the great privilege of wearing this important symbol of our profession. Now, none of us arrives at this point without the love and encouragement of others. I know many family members and friends are watching today. I now ask the class of 2024 to stand, turn and face your family and friends out there behind the camera, and give them the round of applause that they deserve. Congratulations again. I now want to highlight 2 of our attendees today. Dr. Patty Prelock, who was already mentioned by Dean Zala, is one of the busiest people I know as provost of the University of Vermont. But I would like to take the opportunity, if we can, through the magic of Zoom technology, to highlight Dr. Prelock so she can wave to our attendees. This, as I said, is one of her favorite events of the year. Dr. Prelock? And now it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. John Brumstead. Dr. Brumstead is President and Chief Executive Officer of our partner, the UVM Health Network, and is Professor of Obstetrics, Gynecology, and Reproductive Sciences at the Larner College of Medicine. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Brumstead.
Thank you, Dean Page, and thank you for those inspirational remarks. And Dean Zala and Dr. Prelock, I haven't seen you in quite some time. Nice to see you too. And good afternoon, all. It's truly my honor to be here today as you don your white coats for the first time. It's been some time since I was in the role of clinician and direct caregiver. So when I put on my white coat a few minutes ago, I too felt the emotions, the excitement that goes along with the awesome accountability that this symbol represents. With the donning of your white coats, as you've heard, you're entering the world of clinical medicine, and you're doing so at a time you pick the descriptor that's interesting, challenging, and even a bit scary. We are in the midst of a worldwide pandemic. So I want to briefly relate an experience that I had. I was a surgical intern at Hartford Hospital, and it was a long, long time ago, well before duty hours were regulated. And we were one of those every other night on-call programs. And it was, in fact, brutal as the reputations would hold. I was midway through the year, and just to add to the stress, our first child was born. Megan wanted us to know every second that she was around, which led to no sleep at home and no sleep at the hospital. I was about as physically and emotionally maxed out as one could be. So I'm driving to work at about 5 a.m. one morning, and I get a flat tire. This simple event was the proverbial straw. I pulled over and I just sat there by the side of the road. I couldn't move. I couldn't feel. I couldn't respond to the situation in any way. Really maxed out, over the top, catatonic, I suppose. It was actually about an hour later that I started to come around, got out, and put on the spare. And yes, I then drove on to the hospital and went to work. This was very, very hard and a very difficult way to find my personal psychological limits. I've never forgotten that experience, and I work very hard to never get in that situation again. So I've related this story to you at this moment to share the lesson. I've observed that in the era of COVID-19, we're all stressed to an unnatural degree. I've observed on occasion that our colleagues, particularly our clinical colleagues, appropriately hailed as heroes and feeling the added stress of COVID has imparted, have had even life's minor irritants put them over the top. This time has brought physician wellness, our wellness, your wellness, to a level of importance that I have not experienced at any time in my career, and it's always been important to me and everybody else. So as you enter into the clinical world, be aware of your sense of well-being and care for yourself while you learn from your mentors all about caring for patients, about being a humanistic physician. Intentionally learn about how to care for yourselves. Don't let it just come. Intentionally learn about how to care for yourselves. Learn from them, your mentors. Ask them how they maintain balance in their lives. Ask them how to care for each other and themselves in these interesting times that we find ourselves in. I've always found that in every situation, there's an opportunity to benefit and to learn from the experiences presented. So congratulations all. Enjoy this day. Be well, and please stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Page and Dr. Brumstead, for those thoughtful remarks. In addition to sponsoring the white coat ceremony, the Arnold P. Gold Foundation sponsors the Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Faculty Award, presented annually to a Larner College of Medicine faculty member who best demonstrates the foundation's ideals of outstanding compassion in the delivery of care, respect for patients, their families, and healthcare colleagues, and clinical excellence. We feel that an individual with these attributes is an excellent role model for students entering the profession, and so it has become our tradition to have the recipient of this award be the keynote speaker at the white coat ceremony. It is my pleasure to introduce the Larner College of Medicine 2020 Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Faculty Award recipient, Dr. Anya Kutrus, as our guest speaker for today's ceremony. Dr. Kutrus has been a member of the Colchester Family Practice since 2004, and her clinical expertise includes maternal newborn health, lactation, and global health. Dr. Kutrus is an associate professor in the Department of Family Medicine and serves as a specialty advisor and director for the fourth-year electives in family medicine, as well as a faculty mentor in our Professionalism, Communication, and Reflection course, which you are now in. She has a natural ability to connect with students and excels in mentoring students in career planning. As one nominee stated, quote, Dr. Kutrus is a strong mentor of medical students. Her multiple Silver Stethoscope teaching awards is a testament to her humanism in teaching. She is always approachable and available for advice and counsel, close quotes. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Anya Kutrus.
Thank you for this honor to speak, and welcome friends, colleagues, class of 2024, and your beloved families and friends who have been with you on this journey, including today's white coat ceremony. Although I did not personally have a white coat ceremony when I was a first-year medical student, this tradition came later, I can still recall a sense of ceremony or symbolism that was apparent to me when I first held my white coat and then wore it. I was no longer preparing to go to medical school. I was in medical school. I was no longer hoping to become a doctor. I had made the commitment to be a doctor. The white coat represented then and now my membership to the field of medicine and all that I was willing to navigate, learn, endure, practice, and improve in my role as a physician to promote and protect the health of my patients. Now, many years later, I reflect on all the times I have sat and listened to patients and their families through births, various illnesses ranging from curable to terminal and death. In my role as family physician, I have often not worn my white coat during these moments, but I have always considered my experiences on both sides of the symbolic white coat and how they have shaped me in my role as a physician. As a daughter, mother, family member, and friend, I have experienced loss, uncertainty, and feeling vulnerable. I have experienced gratitude for the wonderful healthcare provided to myself and my family. I have also experienced great sadness in spite of the best efforts in medicine. I've learned through these experiences outside of the white coat that no matter how difficult I might find my role as a physician inside of the white coat, the person or family I am providing care for is at the center of everything we call medicine. When I wear my white coat, be it literally or figuratively, I'm taking on the responsibility to ensure that each of my patients is listened to, is appreciated for the individual they are beyond their illnesses or health needs, has access to equitable health care, and is supported in making decisions about their health that affirms their wishes and goals of care. Inside the white coat, for me, represents the honor I have as a physician in caring for the health of individuals, families, and communities. My experiences on both sides of the white coat have kept me grateful, humble, curious, and always with the intention of putting my patient and their family at the core of everything I do as a physician. So let's take a moment to consider each of you and your white coat. I know this is a virtual ceremony, so that should help with this exercise. As you feel comfortable, sit or stand tall, close your eyes if you like, and take a few deep breaths. Take a moment to consider the white coat and how you have felt up until this moment outside of the white coat. Consider the experiences of your family, friends, and yourself as patients in medicine. You or they may have experienced sadness or loss. You might recall feeling vulnerable or uncertain, and maybe even uncomfortable. You may have felt grateful for the care you received. You may have even been inspired to become a physician. All of these experiences are important and will hopefully help guide you when you are faced with difficult decisions when you wear your white coat in medicine. Be open to feeling vulnerable and uncomfortable in your white coat. Question things in medicine when they do not seem fair or equitable for your patients. Listen to your patients and make sure they feel heard and seen. Let them be your teachers. Be aware of implicit bias and do not be complacent to accept the status quo just because it is the status quo. Speak up, be heard, and continue moving medicine forward on behalf of your patients and community. Put your patients first, but always prioritize your own self-care so you can be your best self to care for others. Let your experiences outside of the white coat help you to appreciate the honor of being inside the white coat and witnessing the joys and sorrows of your patients' lives. Now take a few more deep breaths of gratitude to consider the values and strengths you bring with you today as you place your white coat on. Acknowledge your commitment to being a physician. All that you are right now is why you are being given this honor. There will be much to learn, many tests yet to come, but right now, the person you are, shaped by all that you have experienced, is why you are here. Be open to all of your experiences, including disappointments and losses, and know that you are not defined by any one event. Appreciate that how you come through your experiences is what you carry forward and is your greatest strength. And speaking of appreciation, take another moment to think of all the people who have supported you on this journey. Send them your love and gratitude. Finally, stay curious, stay grateful, and always aware that there are two sides of the white coat. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Kutrus, for those inspiring words. Students, Dean Page and I are now together, appropriately physically distanced, to be present when you receive your white coat. Let me take a minute to provide you with some additional information about your white coat, its contents, and today's process. As you have heard, the white coat itself symbolizes a standard of professionalism, caring, and trust that must be earned from our patients. It is a personally delivered gift of faith, confidence, and compassion. On the left collar of your coat is a Humanism in Medicine lapel pin supplied by the Arnold P Gold Foundation. This pin is placed on your coat to remind you of the importance of fostering a culture of respect, dignity, and compassion for your patients and the professionals you will work with. In your left pocket, you will find a copy of the oath used by the Larner College of Medicine. Finally, in your right pocket, you will find a card with a personal message from an alumnus of the Larner College of Medicine. As an alum, I truly value the medical education and the mentoring I received here. We hope that you are inspired by the words of your alumni mentor and reach out to them to develop a relationship that will provide you with support and guidance throughout your medical career. Thank you to our Larner College of Medicine faculty, staff, and student ambassadors assisting us with today's ceremony, specifically Dr. Lee Rosen, Interim Associate Dean for Students, and Dr. Prema Menon, Interim Assistant Dean for Students, who will be calling your names. Now I would like to explain the cloaking process for family and friends watching. Dr. Menon and Dr. Rosen will be reading the name and hometown of each member of the class of 2024. Members of the class will come to the stage carrying their white coats as their names are called. This year, in order to maintain appropriate physical distancing, the students in the class of 2024 will be donning their coats without assistance from senior faculty members. Yet in no way does this diminish the significance of this moment in their medical training. Congratulations and welcome to our profession.
All right, class of 2024, here we go. First, Robert Adamian from Los Angeles, California. Sam Afshari from San Antonio, Texas. Betsy Asumu from Belchertown, Massachusetts. Jeremy Altman from Hillsdale, New Jersey. Lorena Ayub from Los Angeles, California. David Bachoy from Fairfield, Connecticut. Natalie Bales from Medford, Oregon. Claire Berard from Dorset, Vermont. Celine Binkerdale from Ithaca, New York. Rachel Bombardi from Pittsburgh, Vermont. Gabriela Bosmenier Cruz from Havana, Cuba. Stephen Brand from Orlando, Florida. Carl Brash from Lincoln, Rhode Island. Matthew Bresman from Addison, Illinois. Nick Brunette from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Will Buick from New Haven, Connecticut. Sydney Cardozo from Richmond, Virginia. Rachel Carpenter from San Pedro, California. Sadie Casali from Williston, Vermont. Amy Chang from Alhambra, California. Zan Chaudhry from Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Christina Cobb from Seattle, Washington.
Thank you.
Trevor Coles from Manchester, New Hampshire. Anya Conley from Burlington, Vermont. Julie Connor from Montpelier, Vermont. Hannah Cook from Dartmouth, Massachusetts. Linda Choi from Foxborough, Massachusetts. Jamie Sear from Danville, Vermont. Lily Deng from Brooklyn, New York. Arlie Donovan from Carlisle, Massachusetts. Taylor Drake from Tucson, Arizona. Liberty Dupuis from Morrisville, Vermont. Rosie Idison from Sudbury, Massachusetts. Aria Elahi from North Haven, Connecticut. Jake Ermolovich from Colchester, Vermont. Justin Esteban from Bethel, Connecticut. Mielavina Exume from Margate, Florida. Juwaria Fatima from Morton Grove, Illinois. John Fernan from Norfolk, Virginia. Colby Fisher from Barry, Vermont. Stephen Foley from Hopedale, Massachusetts. Jeremy Frank from Middletown, Rhode Island. Daniel Freed from East Greenwich, Rhode Island. Amanda Gallenkamp from Middlebury, Vermont. Heather Jaguar from Northampton, Massachusetts. Dam Girma from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Crystal Gopal from Toronto, Canada. Tim Greenfield from Norwich, Vermont. Ian Girton from Sutton, Massachusetts. Varun Gupta from Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Stephen Halsey from Norwich, Vermont. Mohammed Hamzi from Dracut, Massachusetts. Tyler Harkness from Greenwich, Connecticut. Tiana Heredia from New City, New York. Max Hodwells from Wayne, Maine. Morgan Howlett from Bennington, Vermont. Gina Jin from Lexington, Massachusetts. Aaliyah Johnson from Bristol, Vermont. Shubhankar Joshi from Billerica, Massachusetts. Eli Kadi from Westland, Michigan. Simran Kelsey from Reading, England. William Kim from Lexington, Massachusetts. Joshua Cohen from Long Island, New York. Nick Krant from Williamstown, Massachusetts. Alex Kubaki from Seattle, Washington.
Tyler Landman from Boulder, Colorado. Annalise Lapidus from Niantic, Connecticut. Rebecca Lapidus from Wellesley, Massachusetts. Meghala Loganathan from New York, New York. Tim Long from Framingham, Massachusetts. Ying Q Liu from Quincy, Massachusetts. Jennifer Lohr from Des Plaines, Illinois. Cole Lutz from Princeton, New Jersey. Rita Ma from Sharon, Massachusetts. Jack Mangan from Hopkinton, Massachusetts. Pauline McCarthy from Charlotte, Vermont.
Thank you. Thank you.
Paul McCleary from Federal Way, Washington. Patrick McClurg from Sheridan, Wyoming. Trevor McDonald from Londonderry, Vermont. Molly Mepjans from Fairfield, Connecticut. Grace Merritt from Boulder, Colorado. Pankresh Milne from Amherst, Massachusetts.
Congratulations.
Michaela Mohart from Aldie, Virginia. Louisa Moore from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Stan Moore from Bedford, New Hampshire. Amanda Natras from Winooski, Vermont. Arjun Nibber from Pleasanton, California. Reese Nidecker from Burlington, Vermont. Nicole Obongo from Germantown, Maryland. Isabella Ostrowski from Comac, New York. Chantal Pereira from Raynham, Massachusetts. Finley Pilcher from San Francisco, California. Anthony Plachaki from Berlin, Connecticut. Mahima Puretti from Barre, Vermont. Elise Prahoda from Colchester, Vermont. Glenn Price from South Burlington, Vermont. Natalie Chin from Bayside, New York. Rebecca Rawlings from Seattle, Washington. Joaquin Riategui Dia Irada from Lima, Peru. Cliff Riley from Potsdam, New York. Will Robinson from Albany, New York. Warwick Sahini from Ocean Township, New Jersey. Ali Sarkis from Sterling, Virginia. Nathan Schweitzer from Northampton, Massachusetts. William Shaw from Wheaton, Illinois. Brian Shaw from Hamilton, Massachusetts. Noah Sorko from Tucson, Arizona. Brianna Spano from West Hampton Beach, New York. Levin Spence from Flint, Michigan. Jack Steinharder from Weston, Connecticut. Othman Swaminathan from Cumberland, Rhode Island. Katie Tang from Burlington, Vermont. Althea Tapales from Mangalore, Guam. Sean Taylor from Plainfield, New Hampshire. Maxwell Tulamari, Portland, Connecticut. Nicole Walsh, South Burlington, Vermont. Sean Wang from Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey. Ryan Warner from Bangor, Maine. Rachel Wayne from Gilbert, Arizona. Elena Westcombe from Bakersfield, Vermont. Kristen Wright from Boca Raton, Florida. William Yakovic from Williston, Vermont. Sherry Zaslow from Queens, New York City. Eric Zhang from San Diego, California.
Thank you, Dr. Menon and Dr. Rosen, and congratulations to our students. Class of 2024, it's been wonderful to see you here today in person, but safely. And I'm so pleased that through the camera lens, your family and friends have also been able to see you don the white coat for the very first time. It's been an important moment to share. The white coat is a symbol of our profession. The oath that you are about to take embodies a solemn responsibility of your life's work. The oath is adopted from the Oath of Lasagna, written by Dr. Louis Lasagna in 1964. He was an American physician and professor of medicine who wrote the modernized version of the Hippocratic Oath, which embodies a holistic and compassionate approach to medicine and is used by many medical colleges today. I invite our students now in their individual rooms to stand and retrieve their oath card from the left pocket of their new white coats. The oath can also be found on the back of our ceremony programs. I will read each line of the oath, and please repeat each line after me. You won't be able to hear everyone in each group room, but our Zoom camera will switch from room to room, so all of us watching here and at the college and beyond will be able to see you. Dean Zala will join you in repeating each line after me and will be heard by all. I also invite any physicians watching today to join us in reciting the oath. Everybody ready? It's exciting, isn't it? I swear to fulfill to the best of my ability this covenant.
I swear to fulfill to the best of my ability this covenant.
I will respect the scientific gains of those physicians and scientists in whose steps I walk and gladly share such knowledge as is mine with those who are to follow.
I will respect the scientific gains of those physicians and scientists in whose steps I will walk and gladly share such knowledge as is mine with those who are to follow.
I will remember that there is both art and science to medicine.
I will remember that there is both art and science to medicine.
I will pursue the expansion of my knowledge throughout my life for the benefit of my patients.
I will pursue the expansion of my knowledge throughout my life for the benefit of my patients.
I will practice medicine with conscience and dignity.
I will practice medicine with conscience and dignity.
I will respect the privacy of my patients and not judge them.
I will respect the privacy of my patients and not judge them.
I will prevent disease whenever I can, for prevention is preferable to cure.
I will prevent disease wherever I can, for prevention is preferable to cure.
Most especially, I will tread with care in matters of life and death. If it be merely within my abilities to help ease suffering at the end of a life, may I face this awesome responsibility with humility and awareness of my own frailty.
Most especially, I will tread with care in matters of life and death. If it be merely within my abilities to help ease suffering at the end of a life, may I face this awesome responsibility with humility and awareness of my own frailty.
I vow always to act to preserve the finest traditions of my calling, and may I long experience the joy of healing those who seek my help.
I vow always to act to preserve the finest traditions of my calling, and may I long experience the joy of healing those who seek my help.
Congratulations again to our students. As we close our ceremony today, I want to thank the family and friends who have joined us online from around the nation and the world to celebrate this important occasion. I also want to thank the staff and faculty here at the Larner College of Medicine who contribute every day to the education of our students. Especially, I must thank Dean Krista Zala for her leadership during these challenging days. And finally, we should all be grateful for the masked people behind the camera who have put this event together today. It has been a great privilege for me to share this milestone with the class of 2024 and with all of you. I look forward to a time when we can all gather safely together to celebrate again at graduation, if not sooner. Thank you so much for joining us today, and congratulations to the class of 2024. Stay well and stay safe.